ऑलराइट, लाइव मारेगा क्या? एवरीवन सिट इरेक्ट. रिकॉर्डिंग पर कूद जा. एवरीवन सिट इरेक्ट. कौन टेल मी गुड आफ्टरनून? Just 3 minutes to be a good afternoon, so early good afternoon, okay? How are you all doing? Okay, so everything is going fine, right? Just give me a while. I'm just looking around where I am. Okay, all right. All right, once again, can I have the beautiful smile on your face? So if suppose tomorrow somebody asks you, come on, give me a smile, show me a smile. So this is how you smile, huh? So when the photographer is clicking the photo, hey! Like hopeless. So boys and girls and boys, you are all welcome. Today we are starting with one more new batch, as you are all aware. And this particular batch, new batch, I'll tell you. So this batch was launched in between for the reason that of CBSE syllabus getting postponed. I mean the exams getting postponed. So that is the reason the CBSE syllabus students were not able to join the earlier batches, and that's the reason we are launching this batch. Are you aware of that? So let me be very clear on that. This batch is a merged batch with an already existing batch. This batch is already a merged batch with already existing batch. So what does that mean for you? It means there is no loss of syllabus for you. Whatever is being taught so far will always be again taught. Is that okay? So whatever you missed will be taught again. So we have only covered the basics. Now what does this mean for science background students? If there are any science background students, so I have already taken the basic lectures of accountancy, which includes debit, credit, right? Starting from debit, credit, journal entry. We have already done those stuff. So it would be now required for you people who are from science background to refer those lectures. Is that okay? So anyone from science background? So couple of them are from science background. Do you have any awareness about accounts? So you have studied something? Where did you study from? YouTube. All right. So I'll give you a few more links of YouTube. And what about you, dude? Have you studied anything? Where did you study? YouTube. Okay. I'll give you a few more links. You need to go through them. Online live, in case you are also having अरे चोर भी था क्या? कैसा घुसा अंदर? बेंच को यहाँ से जाने के लिए रास्ता बनाया. किसको डिस्टर्ब होता है? तो उसको कब्जे में बिठाने का. मैं डर गया इधर. मेरा कोई क्या स्टाफ आया, कुछ तो काम करके जा रहा है. देख रहा तो इधर से अंदर घुस रहा है. येड़ा पिछले बार एक अटक गया था बच्चा, फिर ऐसे करके खींच के निकाला था उसको बाहर. खाना खाया क्या? व्हाट डिड यू ईट? हां, कसली भाजी होती? चवळी. आवडली नाही वाटतं आज. कमी खाल्लंय त्यामुळे तर लगेच झोप. ऑलराइट, जास्त खाल्लंय. मग आता काळजी घ्या आजूबाजूच्यांनो. प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज. मम्मा का तबीयत ठीक है नहीं? प्लीज प्लीज गो, प्लीज गो. कहाँ पे, कहाँ जा रहे हो आप? प्लीज गो, प्लीज गो. मम्मा की ध्यान रखो. गो. So anyways, where were we? We were talking about what? So I have already done with some of the basic topics, and from science background students I will be giving you some video lectures which you need to watch. So those who are from online live, even you people need to understand that we will be giving you few lectures for science background students in YouTube format, and you have to see those. In case you have a problem, we'll sort it out. We'll have a Telegram group also separately for you people, and it is a request for you people that, you know, whenever you have got a problem, you need to talk to me, you need to refer it to me, because unless and until you ask me, then I won't be able to help you out. So just to ask you, do you understand what is debit and credit? Do you understand journal entries? Fine. So then we are well placed. Online live, I was just wondering if you are aware about this. Acha, do you want me to give the syllabus again, or you are aware about the syllabus? Or in case you are not aware about the syllabus, maybe as and when I teach, you will get awareness about the syllabus. Is that okay? In the class, few things to repeat before I start with this first lecture. You have to use scale, pencil compulsorily in my class, right? You need to sit erect in my class. You cannot sit like this. You cannot sit. This is not allowed. You can do it in other lectures, not in my lectures. All right? You have to maintain a beautiful smile on your face. You can eat it in my class. If you are hungry, you can eat in my class. I will not steal your food. मैं तुम्हारा खाना नहीं खाएगा. आजू बाजू वाले को, if somebody is requiring besides you, you can give them because they might feel bad. I won't feel bad. So if you are eating something, you don't have to, up. So I won't steal your food. मतलब तुमको देख लिया मैं खाना नहीं ले लूँगा तुम्हारा, ठीक है? Next thing, no one is going to hurry up on the roads. You are going to drive very safe, and when you are going to eat food outside, you are going to go slowly, come slowly. It's okay if you are late in my class. You are not going to hurry up anything on the road. Is that okay? Be very slow, relaxed, okay? I hope you have understood this. Those who have joined new, you need to understand that you are going to speak very politely with the staff around you, because they come from an income group which is lower than yours, and that's the reason they are working like that. So you don't get any right to talk any arrogantly with them. I will not tolerate that, because at some point in time I was also poor. Yeah, that is a fact of my life. You cannot talk to anyone like anything. You have to talk politely. What is your problem will be solved. That's my promise to you. But at the same time, you have to speak with dignity to everyone. Everyone is equal. No one is going to touch my feet. I don't like that. If you touch my feet, I will also touch your feet. Is that okay? This is simple. Because I don't believe that there is any difference between you and me. We both are same. You are a human being. I am a human being. There is nothing superior or anyone inferior. We both are same. We both are same to same. I have got one nose. You have got one nose. Two eyes, two eyes. So same. Okay? So I hope few of the rules which I wanted to tell you, discuss with you. I have already done that. Now it's time that we go ahead and I didn't receive. What you have not received, Betu? Sir, exam mein black pen use hota hai? Yes, only black pen is used. Anything else? Alright, so I think majority of the stuff is done. Shall we go ahead now? So with this, boys and girls and boys, you have to write down the name of the beautiful topic. You know what is the name of the beautiful topic? Subsidiary book. क्या हो गया रे? Write down the name of the beautiful topic, subsidiary book. Subsidiary books. Okay? Alright, science background students, I'll just request you, be very alert in the class. Huh? How many of you are the other science background students? Raise your hands. हाँ, तू भी अम्मा. So just stay in connection with me, okay? Be alert. And online live, even in case you are science background student, just let me know. So now listen to me carefully. Deepak, send me your email ID. You send me yours, Tanishta. But why this is happening? चलो छोड़ो अभी मैं बोलूँगा तुम फिर वापस कंट्रोल नहीं. So I was talking about subsidiary books. So this is the topic 1, technically speaking. So I'll tell you, we have got something called as, a flow in accounts. You have got flow in accounts? Yes. Do you have flow in your food? Huh? You grow food, you eat food, and then again you grow food. I never wanted to. So there is a flow. I mean, I'm sure you are all aware about the cycle. So in accounts also you have got a cycle. माँ ऐसा नहीं बैठते. You have to sit erect. Hey, backbone सीधा. माँ हाँ. So I am saying, you have got a flow. Okay. So in the flow, मुझे एक सच्ची बात तुझे दिखता कैसे है? ये बाल जब आगे आ जाए दिखता कैसे है? So I was saying in subsidiary book, I'll tell you, there is a flow of accounts. Okay. So where does the subsidiary book fit? So first one is what we have got is, we have got a source document. You understand what is source document? Yes. So open up your wallet. नहीं है. So when you open up your open up your wallet, you will find some of the invoices, some of the bills, right? These are source documents. So source document like hello, हाँ. Have you received SPC का receipt? Yes. All right. So that is a source document, right? So you have got invoice. Anyone travels through bus? Yes. Do you get bus ticket? Yes. So bus ticket is what? Source document. Okay. So similarly, have you ever been to AdLabs Imagica or somewhere else or a movie? Yes. Have you traveled by train, bus, car, aeroplane? So you get tickets, right? So whatever are those tickets are what? Source document. So when you eat vada pav, source document. So source document are the proof, evidence through which we record the entries in the books of accounts. Source documents are what, my dear friends? These are the proof, evidence through which we record the entries in the books of accounts. Good one. So now I have got source document. So after the source document, can I not write down, for example, invoice? I'll write down receipt. Then I'll write down bank statement, etc., etc. Agreed? Okay. So these are the source document. Some of them I have written. Now after once we have done with the source document, then you have got something called as journal. Now what is a journal, friends? Journal is a book. Hey Nalak, what is journal? Journal is a book, right? Like you have journal wherein you write down practicals. So similarly, journal is something where you write down journal entries, right? So what is journal entries? Sales ke entry, debtors to sales, party to sales, yes or no? Or you can write down purchases ke entry, purchases to creditors, purchases to cash. These are all what? Journal entry. Salary paid, what is the entry? Salary to cash. Do you know these entries? Do you know this entry? Salaries to cash, paid wages. What is the entry? Wages to cash. All these are what? Journal entries. Agreed? Now after journal entries, you have got something called as ledger. Hey, what is ledger? Again, it is book. Ledger contains something called as ledger accounts. When I am writing down in the journal, it is called as recorded or entered. So whenever I am writing down anything, any journal entry, so we use the word recorded or entered. And when we are writing in the ledger, we use the word posted or we use the word debited, credited. Agreed? And then we have got trial balance. Then we have got something called as trial balance. After trial balance is done, we have got something called statements or final account. Can I write down financial statements? Financial statement, boys and girls. Now, whatever be the nature of the organization, so be a company, be a cooperative society, be a trust, be a proprietorship, be a partnership firm, everyone has to follow this process. And what is this process about? Source document, journal, ledger, trial balance, and what? Financial statement. Okay. So now those who are from science background student, let me tell you, I haven't taught that. I'm just giving you a flow, that this is a flow. Now you don't know what does it mean. Okay, it's fine, but this is the flow. Is that okay? So you have understood the flow. First one is evidence. On the basis of a document or a proof, I first record something in the journal. From the journal, it goes into something called as ledger. From ledger, it goes into something called as trial balance. And from trial balance, it comes into what? Financial statements. Have you all understood? Now, lovely people, journal records all the transaction and ledger also records all the transaction. So suppose if you have given 5 rupees to a beggar, do you give or you take? Good. नहीं क्या है कुछ लोगों का रहता है. So has anyone stolen anything from beggar? Anyone in the class? ये बैच अच्छी है. Last batch was wow. So हाँ करते ऐसा. So you know when you give 5 rupees to a beggar, you are going to make entry of that also. You are going to make entry of that in the journal and you are going to post it into the ledger also. So whatever you see around, can you identify the transaction? Yes, science background student, what all did you do today? Which you can explain in public. Huh. What all have you done today? Breakfast, good. You paid or mom gave you? Paid, good. Next, what did you have in breakfast? Vada pav. Next? Chai. Pude. What else did you do? खाना, meals. You didn't have food. मेरे क्लास में कोई भूखा नहीं आएगा. मैं भूखे पेट को नहीं पढ़ाता. क्यों खाना क्यों नहीं खाया? I'll tell you, sir. Forget about भूख नहीं थी. This health is a blessing right now. You cannot come in my class without eating food. You have to eat food. What does your mom say? She asks you to eat food or not? Eat food and eat proper. ये वड़ा पाव पर क्या है? सुबह से लेकर शाम तक रहेगा क्या पागल? Idiot. कौन कौन खाना नहीं खा गया है? कोई झूठ नहीं बोलता है अपनी क्लास में. Who has not eaten the food? हाँ? Who did not eat the food? अरे नहीं चिल्ला रहा हूँ यार. Promise. आई बाबा शाही बाबा की शपथ. हाँ, who did not eat? और हाँ समझा ना मैं. सौरभ. और कौन है? अच्छा, वाई यू डिड नॉट ईट फूड बेटा? क्यों? वाई? ए 2 मिनट यार, मस्ती मत करो. वाई? प्लीज बडी, आई एम हेल्पिंग यू आउट. आई डोंट हैव मच टाइम. प्लीज टेल मी वाई यू हैव 4 o'clock. वाई नॉट 3 o'clock? ए वाई नॉट 1 o'clock? उसके पहले. अच्छा, एनीवन एल्स? व्हाट हैपेंड विथ यू? So you should have food, boss. If you are having acidity, you should have food. तू भी खाना खा लिया कर यार. ब्रेकफास्ट में क्या खाया? उसकी कसम खा. उसकी कसम खा. जो भी रहेगी उसकी. वो नहीं तो जाएगी अभी. तू आज झूठी कसम खाएगी, गई वो, खत्म. तूने इधर झूठी कसम खाई, उधर प्राण गए उसके. बोल जल्दी से. खा उसकी कसम खा कि पोहा खाया बोलकर. उसकी कसम खा पोहा खाया. बोलेगा क्या? खा ले कसम, खा ले. नहीं हो जाएगा. सो आई टेल यू, Tanishta Khanna, please don't explain me beta what I am supposed to do. I'll explain you, and this is chapter 1 only. In case you people have a problem, then you have to tell me. As long as you, I'm a teacher for, at least I've got an experience of your age. तुम जन्मे नहीं तब से पढ़ा रहा हूँ मैं. So please don't explain me what I'm supposed to do and what not to do. Okay? I'm sure I know that कि my progress ways goes through you. So I'm sure about it, what I'm supposed to do and how you people will understand. So I'm very, what I can say, clear and very, what I can say, sit. So I'm not using this word generally. I'm very sure, and I'm, with an expert opinion, I'm saying that, yeah, whatever I'm doing is, I'm sure about it. Just a minute, I need to block some word. So I was saying, I'm telling everything very responsibly to you all, that if I'm starting this batch today, or everyone is starting the batch today, they'll be explaining you everything in detail. You don't have to worry about that. We understand that, it's a matter of 4,000-5,000 for me, for example, 4,500-10,000 for me. But at the end of the other side, you have got a responsibility of your career. I cannot play with that, right? So I'll take care of that, don't worry about it. हंसते खेलते रहो, हो जाएगा. So I was just trying to tell you, buddy, कौन था तुझा नाम? You people who are not eating the food, please eat food. This is not good thing, good idea not to eat food, because in your young age, what you have got is your health. And if you destroy it, and if you don't use it meaningfully, then that's not correct. You should eat food in the right quantity at the right time. This is mandatory. So I came to the class, I ate food, and then I came up. You should eat food, pakka. Any which ways. So I said, where were we? So I asked, whatever entries you will see. So he ate vada pav. That's the reason I asked him, what all did he do? He said, only vada pav. Fine. सीधा बैठ पे like. So what all you did, brother? तुम क्या क्या किए? What all you did? खड़ा हो जा, black color, ऐसा बैठा ही वाला. हाँ, what all you did today? हाँ? हिंदी में बोल. मॉर्निंग जूस पिया. और क्या किया? छोरी तू बताएगी तूने क्या क्या किया? तू बताएगी. So I'll tell you whatever you have done so far, and you are supposed to do the accounting, then you would have entered it in journal and ledger. So each and every transaction would get routed through journal and ledger. This is the point which I wanted to make. So whatever transaction you see in any of the companies, you will see that they are entered either in journal or ledger. Now there are a process of in journal. So in journal you have got something called as journal entry, and in the ledger you have got something called as posting. Now boys and girls, because the transaction becomes huge, बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रांजेक्शन हो जाती है, when the transaction becomes very very huge, then it becomes important that we segregate the transaction into variety of the common transactions or common books. You know, earlier we only had maths. So from the maths they withdrew something called as statistics. From maths they withdrew something called as geometry. Then they removed something called as algebra. Are you getting my point? So boys and girls, we subdivided the things. So here also I am saying the journal, because the transactions are numerous, many, we will have to divide this book into various books. Jhandu Bam, so what are we doing? We are dividing the journal into various books or parts. Okay. So suppose you are having now foundation. So foundation, how many books do you have? 4. Say yes. In intermediate you will be having how many? 8. Do you understand? So you will have maybe 8 books. So what are we doing? We are dividing the syllabus of foundation into 4 books. So similarly I said journal is divided into the common transaction which is called as purchase book. Jhandubam, which book? Purchase book. Now next, sales book. Then purchase return book. Sales return book. Cash book. और जिसका कोई नहीं, when you don't have, right, when you don't have any other book for it, then the residuary book is journal proper. Is that okay? Now whatever you have studied in your 11th and 12th, I need to add value to it. So listen to me carefully. So girls, do you have dressing table? No? Yeah, you must be having dressing table. How many of you are localite here? Localite कौन है? पूछे कुछ भी हाथ ऊपर नहीं कर रहे. हाँ, you are localite. Yes. Gundi, can you please stand? So how does your dressing table look like? Please explain. Be fast, be quick. I don't have time. There is a mirror and there is a drawer. Yes, girl. और यहाँ पर कौन थी localite? हाँ. How does your dressing table look like? Side. So you don't have drawer. Good. And who else? Same word. तू उसका लेके क्या? Color कौन सा है तुम्हारे? Brown. तुम्हारा कौन सा है? Brown. Huh? So fine, but it's brown. And yours is also brown. Okay, where do you have drawer? Beneath the, huh? At the bottom. And in your case? Mirror size? Any which way. So I was just trying to tell you, you have got a furniture or you have got a dressing table at your home which serves the purpose of, makeup. Okay? Makeup. But everyone has got a different style or everyone has got a different structure of the dressing table, yes or no? And that structure is designed as per your requirement. Say yes. You will find so many n number of items at your home. N number of items which is there to serve the purpose. So for example, you want to have, what I can say, dining table. Every people will have a different kind of a dining table at their home. Sofa sitting would be different. So everyone is serving the same purpose of sitting there. But my dear students, you need to understand that it would be according to your purpose, your requirement. Yes or no? Anything which you find in your at your home. Yes or no? So maybe everyone around your society is having the similar kind of setups. But your setup will be still unique. Yes or no? So it is completely relevant for or significantly influenced by you people. What you want. So similarly, मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ, purchase book, whatever 11th, 12th you understood the format, it is not mandatory that you will have the same format here. They can have different format for different organization. Say yes. So all I just wanted to tell you that please don't pinpoint me and don't pinch me, sir. हमने तो ऐसा पढ़ा था. I studied like this. Now you are talking something like purchase book can be different. There can be different format. Like you did not study purchase book with a tax column, GST column. There can be a purchase book with a GST column now. Say yes. You did not study purchases with a carriage. But whenever you purchase goods, you need to pay transportation. So somebody might include the transport charges also besides it. Yes or no? So boys and girls, purchase book and sales book, purchase return, sales return, cash book and journal proper can have different format. Have you all understood this? Now boys and girls, what does the purchase book record? So what are we going to do? सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, सीए करूं कि सीएस करूं? सुनना, अभी इधर हम इन बच्चों को समझ में आ चुका है, इनको सीए करना है, तो थोड़े समय बाद में फ़ोन करना, बात करेंगे. और अभी ये मत पूछना फ़ोन नंबर दो, अभी तू यहाँ से जा, थोड़ा शांति से सोच और फिर वी विल गो अहेड. ठीक है? तनिष्ठा खन्ना कितनी बातें करती है तो नालायक पागल. अभी अगला और एक मैसेज चैट कर दिया ना, तो याद रख लियो नालायक. पहले चैप्टर से सिखाओ, अभी बोल रहा है कि सीए की क्लास को अटेम्प्ट कर रहा है, कैन यू डू सीए. अरे बाप रे बाप रे बाप, चैट पढ़ते पढ़ते मैं बोल गया. हाँ, सो व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू, मैं क्या बोल रहा था? कैन द फॉर्मेट बी डिफरेंट? यस. विच आर द सब्सिडरी बुक? आई डोंट नो. अच्छा, अंडी बंडी शंडी जो स्लो बोलेगा. हाँ, एंड जर्नल प्रॉपर, जिसका कोई नहीं उसका जर्नल प्रॉपर. नाउ कैन आई आस्क यू समथिंग, what does the purchase book record? So I'll tell you, there is something called as goods. There is something called as what? Goods. You know, this is based on a facts, सच्ची घटनाओं पर आधारित. So one fine day in my childhood, I was making a science project. Did I tell you this story? Seriously? कौन सी साइकिल? मैं हार मांगने गया था. ठीक है. So any which way, so I was just trying to tell you something called as goods. Have you gone to a sari shop? I have gone. It's very bad experience, boys. Have you gone to any shop where you purchase clothes? Yes. So what do you go and ask them? Clothes. उनको बोलने का, सर घड़ी मस्त लग रही है, बेचते क्या मेरे को? Can you say that? So what you can ask them? You can only ask them clothes. And if you still don't believe me, go and do this. Go and tell them, sir, फोटो अच्छा है, देते क्या मेरे को? फैन अच्छा है, will you sell your fan? No. What is goods is in which you ordinarily deal into it. You understand the word ordinarily? That means you go in that shop for that purpose only. You go in a grocery shop to buy grocery, not furniture. You go into the computer shop to buy laptops, iPads, computers. Yes or no? You don't go and ask them, cooler hai kya cooler? Getting my point? I hope you are understanding. So what are goods? Goods is something in which you ordinarily deal into it. So my dear friend, purchase book will record only purchase of goods, which is called as mal in Hindi. I mean, I can tell you, when I look at you, when you look at the moon, चांद, बचपन में मामा, फिर पता नहीं और कुछ, right? फिर जैसे जैसे और आगे बढ़ोगे, आज पूर्णिमा, आज ध्यान करने का है. So चांद has got a different meanings. Similarly, I understand as an accountant, mal means goods. So I don't take responsibility of what you are understanding. So in Hindi, goods are also called as what? Mal. तो जब कोई व्यक्ति, if anyone is saying that माल आया क्या, seriously you tell me one thing. Seriously you tell me the problem. Seriously you tell me. Who is wrong? It's me or you? पाप किधर है? सच्ची सोच के बताना. I am not the culprit. I am explaining it clearly. पाप तुम्हारे इधर है. तो मार्केट में जाओ, यही बोलते लोग. अभी मेरे से गलती हो गई, मैं बोलूँ गुड्स. Goods means something in which you ordinarily deal into it, right? So if you go into a car showroom, you will find car in which you ordinarily deal into it. Yes or no? Similarly, boys and girls, when you go into the mobile shop, you will get what? Mobiles. In the spec shop, you will get specs. Is that okay? So these are goods. So my dear friend, purchase book will definitely record goods, but a business will purchase many other things. Like for example, SPC will purchase phenyl. You understand phenyl? Cleaning stuff, floor cleaning stuff. It will also purchase broom, jhadu. Will it record in the purchase book, beta? What we are going to record in the purchase book? Only goods, and that too for what? Credit. That too for what? Credit. Now you will ask me, what credit, sir? So credit, when I am using the word, it is udhar. When I am using the word credit, it means what? Udhar. Udhar का मतलब क्या है? So it is still payable. So if I purchase goods on credit, I am going to write it in where? Purchase book. Say yes. Similarly, my dear friends, sales book, I will record what? I will record the goods which are sold on credit. Say yes. And boys and girls, when I use the word purchase return, I will record purchase return of what? Goods, and that too on what? Credit. So when I purchase goods, and if I don't like them, I return it back. So where do I record it? I record it in what? Purchase return book. And similarly, my dear friends, sales return book, I will record of what? Goods and on credit. Say yes. Suppose if this transaction is in cash, so then it will not come in this respective book, it will directly go in what? Cash book. If it is a cash transaction. Similarly, my dear friend, if it is related to something other than goods, for example, I purchase stationery, it will not come in purchase book, sales book, purchase return or sales return book. Suppose if I purchase, my dear friend, a fixed asset, I purchased a laptop, I purchased a computer, I purchased a fixed asset, not in which I ordinarily deal in, then it will not be a part of what? Purchase sales, purchase return or sales return book. Have you all understood? So boys and girls, please tell me, what do we record in purchase book? First one is goods. Second one is credit. So it should be a credit transaction. It should be udhar transaction. Next, what is the source document for it? It is called as invoice. But this invoice is inward invoice. Yes or no? So when I purchase goods, I receive an invoice. You receive a bill. So when I sell goods, you give an invoice. So can I not say invoice? Outward invoice. Say yes. Boys and girls, in case of purchase return, it is called as debit note. Now this is important. Debit note, I will highlight it. Debit note. And in case of sales return, I will call something called as credit note. Now let's understand what is debit note and credit note. Okay. But before that, those who are from science background, you might fumble little here, but you don't have to worry. In case you have got a query, you can ask me. So first one. This world has become very bad on social medias and all. Stay away as far as possible for you. It's not a good place to work now. Third class, third grade. There is a person who is supplying this wrong content here. I don't even realize that it is being taught to the students, what not, nothing. क्या है? यही नहीं, छोड़ो. शांत. हाँ, so where were we? We were purchase book, sales book, purchase return and sales return. I said you, if it is of goods, it is a credit transaction, and what is the source document for it? So what did I say? What do you record is this, and what is the source document? So source document is what, my dear friend? Inward invoice. Is that okay? Now listen to me. Whenever I am purchasing the goods, I make one entry, journal entry. Science background student can have a problem, but over a period of time you will understand. So what is a journal entry? Are you both aware about the journal entries? Remaining students are aware. So let me tell you the journal entries. Purchases account debit. What? Purchases account debit to, can I not say, party, or I can use the word creditors. Or I can use the word creditors. Is that okay? Or supplier also. Do you all agree? So I use the word purchases. Now trust and understand my point. You can only use the word purchases when you are purchasing goods. Purchases word is reserved for what? Goods. What is goods? In which you ordinarily deal into. So where did you buy this earring from? Shop. Oh, thanks. Where did you buy this watch from? Shop. And that bag? Shop. Huh? ANANDH Watch Company. So when you bought this watch from ANANDH Watch Company, Can you go and today ask them, do you sell these earrings? Why you can't ask? The shop is only selling what? Watches. So earring there is goods. Have you understood what is goods now? Clear, na? Now the next thing is, I said, ki what is the entry of purchases? I said purchases to party. But understand, if you are buying something which is goods, you can use the word purchases. But if you are buying something else, you cannot use the word purchases. Say yes. So you tell me, I am ANANDH BHANGGRIYA. You know what I do? What? I am a teacher. So suppose if today I buy petrol, I am rich. So suppose today if I buy petrol, you tell me, what is that? Whether it is goods or whether it is purchases or whether it is, I'll tell you, like conveyance expense. I cannot use the word purchases here. Do you understand? Yes. So similarly, if I buy eggs, I like eating eggs. So whether मैं बेचता हूँ goods कैसे हो अबे या अंडे पर बैठता हूँ मैं क्या है? So suppose if I buy eggs, you tell me what is that? It is an drawings. Whenever I use anything for personal consumption, it is called as what? Drawings. It should not be used word called as purchases. Suppose if I buy a cooler, will it, suppose cooler I bought it for the classroom, will I call it as purchases? Do you think so I sell cooler? No. I am a teacher. So what will be the cooler called as? Asset. So I repeat, in this question, if examiner is going to ask you only one thing, he is going to say, when do you use the word purchases? You only use the word purchases when you are purchasing goods. Is that okay? So when you are purchasing the goods on credit, the entry is purchases to party. And when you are selling the goods, the entry is party to sales. Say yes. And Rasgulle Bacche, when the purchase return is there, my entry is party to purchase return. Dear students, can I ask you, when I am when I am having sales return, my entry is sales return to party. Say yes. Boys and girls, girls and boys. What is the balance to purchases? Debit. Now how do you understand what is the balance to purchases? Can you see purchases getting debited here? बुढ़े मुझे नहीं लगता आपको जर्नल एंट्री आती है. आती है आपको? नहीं, आपके बाजू नहीं आती ना, तो चिंता नहीं करना. ये अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा है तो ये नहीं समझ में आएगा. सो डोंट stress yourself or don't blame yourself that I don't know. You told me that you know some part of the journal entry. That is the reason I was talking. Don't worry, I'll help you out. The girl who is sitting besides you and besides her, okay, she is also a science background student. Can you do it? Were you able to do it earlier? You are able to do it now. There were other few key people also. और कौन है science background से? Are you able to do it? और कौन था रे? Hey झंडू, झूठ मत बोल. Are you able to do it? तू खड़ा हो जा नालायक. Hopeless. Salary की entry बोल. Salary paid. Outstanding salary की entry बोल. नहीं. शांति. Outstanding salary की entry बोल. चल झूठे. Prepaid expense की entry बोल. ये बाद में क्यों लोचा कर दिया है? ये I taught you already this, right? When do you use personal account? वो कितना डर रहा है भाई, उसकी धड़कनें बढ़ गई है पूरी. बैठ जा भाई. Whenever you feel scared, deep breath, deep out, deep breathe, deep out. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. हाँ, और कौन है साइंस बैकग्राउंड? आपको ये हाथ ऊपर नहीं कर रहा है. हाँ, खड़ा हो जा. प्रीपेड एक्सपेंस की एंट्री बोल. ओके, आउटस्टैंडिंग सैलरी. Income received in advance. Very good. Income to? So Gudiya, you need to understand, these people also did not know anything. They are able to do. I have asked them something advanced, very advanced things. You getting my point? So I am just requesting you, have patience. And don't blame, don't start blaming yourself. I don't know. You'll understand it, you'll realize it, okay? Bet, beta, bet. Thank you. So those who are from science background student, so I am just requesting you all, In case you are not understanding because you are from a science background student, don't have to worry. We assume that science background student will have a basic some knowledge, but in case you are not having, it's fine. You still will be able to solve this problem because I've selected the chapter accordingly. And I'll be giving you some videos which you'll have to watch and we'll have to interact with each other and understand if you are going in the direction. Yes or no? So you don't have to worry. So any which way, so I said you, what are the entry for purchase book? Can I understand the entry? Purchases to party. So when I am saying purchases to party, purchases got debited. Similarly, my dear friend, if it is a sales, what is the entry? Party to sales. When it is the entry of purchase return, what is the entry? Party to purchase return. And when it is the entry of sales return, what is the entry? Sales return to party. There is a trick to understand this. What is the balance of purchases? Debit. What is the balance of sales? Credit. What is the balance of purchase return? Credit. What is the balance of sales return? Debit. Is that okay? So boys and girls, accordingly you have understood the entry. Now understand that I have given you the source document here, inward invoice and outward invoice for purchase and sales. But for purchase return, I have used the word debit note. Comes a question, why? Whenever in the entry you are debiting the party, the personal account is getting debited, the name of the note is debit note. The name of the note is what? Debit note. Similarly, whenever the party is getting credited, you understand what I am saying? पार्टी को जब मैं क्रेडिट करूंगा तो उस नोट का नाम क्या है? क्रेडिट नोट. तो याद कैसे करना है? ध्यान में कैसे रखना? परचेस रिटर्न. व्हाट इज द बैलेंस टू परचेस रिटर्न? डेबिट और क्रेडिट? Credit. So party will definitely get what? Debited. So when I'm saying party is debited, what are you doing to the party? Debit. What is the name of the note? Debit note. Similarly, sales return. What is the balance of sales return? Debit. So what is the entry? Sales return to party. Ask yourself, what did I do to the party? Credit. So when I'm crediting party, it will have which balance? Party. The name of the note is what? Credit note. Say yes. Boys and girls, girls and boys. Can I ask you one more time? Give me the entry of purchase return. Party to purchase return. What is the name of the note? What is the entry for sales return? Sales return to party. What is the name of the note? How do you understand debit note or credit note? You just simply see what is done to the party. So how do you understand it? Very simply, purchase return has got credit balance. The entry is party to purchase return. So party is getting debited. So the name of the note is debit note. Now everyone is going to understand this very clearly. Okay. All right. See Ajay, either. I have already blocked the spammer beta. I have already blocked. Come here. Okay. Everyone, please watch him carefully. He is our C. Ajay. Ajay, can I sell you this bottle? Yes, please buy it. So I sold him goods. I gave him sales invoice. But what he is going to call it as? Purchase invoice. For me it is a sales invoice, but for him it is what? Purchase invoice. Similarly, my dear friend, Debe, similarly, I sold him goods. Okay? So please understand, he did what? I sold. He did what? Purchased. Please understand everyone. I sold him goods. What did he do? Purchased. So when he is returning it back, so for him it is what? Purchase return. For me it is what? Sales return. Do you understand? For me it is sales return and for him it is purchase return. Now can you tell me, in the books of C. Ajay, what is the entry we are going to make? In the books of C. Ajay, we are going to make the entry of purchase return or sales return? What is the entry of purchase return? Anand to purchase return. What did you do to Anand in his books? Debit. So what is the name of the note? Debit note. He is going to give me a debit note. Okay. So, can you give me one debit note? De. So he gave me what? Debit note. So I got a debit note. Agreed? Now boys and girls, but I will make an entry of what? For me it was sales. Now I made an entry of what? Sales return. What is the entry I am going to make? Sales return to C Ajay. Yes or no? So boys and girls, sales return to C Ajay. Which note I am going to issue him? I am going to issue what? Credit note. So this is the note which I have issued to him. Credit note. Now please understand the word. I have issued credit note. I have received debit note. हाँ? Issued का समझ में आता meaning? Issued मतलब I have given it to him what? Credit note, and I have received what? Debit note. Please let me know those who have not understood. Online live, please let me know in case you have not understood. This is very important. Please let me know who have not understood. So once you have understood what is debit note and what is a credit note, please understand, if somebody is saying, I issued a debit note, but I received. Boys and girls, when you have received a credit note, that means he credited me, or rather, sorry, in my books, I credited Ajay. Yes or no? बेटा जी प्लीज समझने की कोशिश करो. When he is receiving a credit note, he is never going to make an entry of credit note because credited, it is being credited by me. He is going to debit me. Say yes or no? Yes. So boys and girls, whenever somebody uses the word received credit note, don't make the entry of credit note. Make an ulta entry. Because received from somebody else. For me, it is not a credit note. It is a debit note. Say yes. So can we understand it again? For him it was what? He purchased goods and he returned it back to me. For me it was what? Sales return. For him it was what? Purchase return. What is the entry he is going to make? Party to purchase return. So which note he is going to give me? Debit note. I received a debit note. Which note I am going to give him? I gave him credit note. Yes or no? So boys and girls, he received a credit note but he made an entry of debit. I received a note of debit note, but I made an entry of credit. Do you all agree? So, trick hai. What is the exam trick? Whenever somebody uses the word received credit note, don't make the entry of credit note. Make the entry of debit note. Make ulta entry. But somebody uses the word issued. Make the entry of issued. Say yes. So, similarly, boys and girls, which is issued here in this last case? Issued which note? In case of sales return. आवाज नहीं आ रही यार, पूरी क्लास क्यों नहीं बोलती है? समझा है कि नहीं समझा है? So पूरी क्लास क्यों नहीं बोल रही? Which note I am going to issue? So issued credit note, but which note I am going to write down? Received. So I have received debit note. Agreed? All right, people, can you please write it down? This. So can I ask you something? Baitho, Sahib. Can I ask you something? What is the process of flow of accounts? The first step is what? Source document, then journal, then ledger, then trial balance, then final accounts or financial statements. Can I not ask you कि journal is divided into various books? Yes or no? Yes. Because when the transactions are many, then what do? You classify the similar transactions and you take them separately. Yes or no? So you created some common books. Purchase book, sales book, purchase return, sales return, cash book, journal proper. So I asked you, do you have a different format for purchase book? The answer is yes. There is no single format for purchase book. Say yes or no? Yes. So format can differ. So I said purchase book banaya. Purchase book, what is the source document? You said invoice. What do you record in the purchase book? Credit purchase of goods or stationery. So first one is it should be a credit transaction. Second thing is it should be goods. And boys and girls, then I said you, the source document is what? Invoice. I asked you if you have to visualize the entry, what is the entry you make? Purchase to party. What is the entry of sales? Party to sales. What is the entry of purchase return? Party to purchase return. What is the entry of sales return? Sales return to party. Agreed? I hope you people have understood this. So please write it down so far. Subsidiary books, and then I'll take you ahead. लिख ले रेवा. तेरा हाथ दुख रहा है तो दे दे मुझे, मैं लिख देता हूँ. और मैं खाली बैठा रहता हूँ. अभी मुझे बताओ उस दिन मैंने लिखा था क्या नहीं लिखा था? आज मैं वापस लिखा क्या नहीं लिखा? उस बैच में भी लिख के आया गुरुकुल में मैं. फिर उसके पहले के बैच में भी लिखा मैंने. मैं लिखता हूँ ना हर बार. एक और बार लिखने को चालू हो जाता तो तुम्हारा चाँव 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 चाँव. ये कल मूवी देखी पूरी? किसने बंद की? मैम ने बंद कर दी। तुमने रिक्वेस्ट नहीं करी? फिर मैम क्या बोले? मैं बोला ना तुम्हारा सिर्फ और सिर्फ मतलब अच्छा आदमी मैं ही हूं। क्या होगा? अभी कंटिन्यू करूं? उतना अच्छा नहीं हूं। Very good. Sir, has the class for November started today? The answer is yes, sir. Today we started for the November batch. Kiran Devkota, what have you not understood? Can you please tell me? See, I don't repeat anything again and again, because repetition does not mean that you will understand. You tell me what you have not understood and I will do that. And if you want repetition, you can again play the YouTube again lecture. You can play it 10 times. ए सोल्ड आउट लिख दे, नहीं तो वापस स्टॉक में आ जाएगा। हाँ, इस गैंग का झगड़ा हो गया क्या? 1 2 3 4 5 6 वी हैड अ फाइट। मुझे लगा झगड़ा हो गया। हाँ, रो मत बे, जिंदा हूं अभी इधर। See, boys and girls, whatever I speak in Hindi is not something which is related to the course. Sir, does organization maintain subsidiary books today? Yes, they do maintain the subsidiary books, but not in the physical format. They are maintained in the online format. So when you go into the tally, the subsidiary books are referred with something called as a day book. Anyone did tally? So have you understood there is a day book or there is a subsidiary book? Have you seen that? अच्छा, और तुमने देखा क्या? मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूँ क्या? धमकाया मैंने तुमको? सच बोल रहा हूँ मैं। देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज अ डे बुक। तूने पूरा पढ़ा नहीं बेटा टैली, ऐसे ही पास हो गई है। उसने सिखाया नहीं बेटा, तेरे को ये सिखाना चाहिए था। उसको जाके बोल पैसे दे मेरे वापस। Sir, when is the next batch starting for November? Now no new batches, sir. Now you will have a batch for next November. November 22, this is the last batch which we are having and which started today. In case you want to join, you can join in today. Sir, this lecture is from which point? Prestige Point or Gurukul? Because we didn't get the link in our group. This is at Prestige Point. And at Gurukul right now Ankita ma'am is teaching. इधर अंकिता मैम और हर्षद भाई विल टीच एट 3 o'clock आई गेस। ये जंपे हुआ क्या? जाओ ना बुढ़े, चीप है आदमी वो। सेम कैन यू नाउ राइट डाउन दिस? परचेज बुक, सेल्स बुक, परचेज रिटर्न, सेल्स रिटर्न। सर ये थर्ड में वालों के लिए भी है क्या? यस बड़ी, थर्ड में के लिए भी है। थर्ड में मतलब हाँ, तुम थर्ड में क्या हो? हाँ, ये थर्ड में के ही है इधर बैठे हुए, पायल शर्मा जी। तुम लिख लिए क्या? दिखाओ। और जो नहीं रहा ना, मैं 10 बार लिखवाऊंगा। पिछली बार लिखे थे क्या? ठीक है, बैठे रहे। एक चीज़ बताता हूँ, थोड़ी बहुत तुम्हारे साथ आने के बाद मैं मस्ती करता हूँ, हर्ट मत होना यार कभी। और अगर मान लो हर्ट भी हो तो मैं मनाऊंगा नहीं। मैं बता रहा हूँ कि बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार करता हूँ आपसे। तुमको सही में ऐसा भरोसा नहीं है तो मत करो। मैं आपको सिर्फ इतनी सी बात बता रहा हूँ, या आई लव यू लॉट। सो यार खाली पुकड़ है ना, हर्ट मत हो जाना। मैं मस्ती करते रहता हूँ ऐसे ही। क्या बोला? तेरे को आगे काहे को बुलाया? तू नहीं जानता? क्यों? तेरे से प्यार हो गया रे। तू मेरा सच्ची बता, तू मेरे कितने मजे लेता वहाँ पीछे बैठकर? सच्ची बता, कसम खा के बता, कितने मजे लेता मतलब, हाथ देखो इधर, मैं तेरा सर लगता हूँ कहीं कोई एंगल से? डू आई लुक लाइक योर सर? तू घोट घोट के पीता है भाई मेरे को। चलो हो गया क्या भाई? So now let's do one problem of subsidiary book. Hey, when is the next lecture scheduled at? 2:30 na? You sure? Okay. So please come along with me, and we are expected to solve one question today. Have you all done so far? Anya. Everyone is going to come down to the page number 10. Are we there? Okay, page number 5.10. Have you written this? लिखो रे बाबा, कंप्लीट करो. I am waiting. गुड़िया लिख ले बेटू. Yes, no creations, you are absolutely right. Purchase on credit is recorded in the purchase day book if the considered asset is an inventory, not current asset. Same is for sales. Absolutely right. Bang on target, buddy. So now listen to me in the next part of the story. We are there on page number 10. So when you are there on the page number 10, we'll read something called as what is subsidiary book. Are we there? So read it. The entries are easy to be written, but the transactions are too many. Do you remember that when I said when the transactions are numerous, too many, it is difficult to manage. As journal record all the transaction chronologically. Chronologically means one below the other. So first there could be purchase, then sales, then purchase return, then cash, then sales, then salary paid, then wages paid, then electricity bill paid, then drawings, then maybe bank statement ka koi aur transaction. So it records chronologically. Now you don't know what was my purchases on credit. So for that there was a requirement that we segregate the common transaction separately. So we created a book for it. It may be possible that all purchase transaction could be scattered. That is, they may not come all together one after the other. And at the end of the day, if the owner wants to know total purchase made during the day, the accountant will first take time to find out the transaction and then make the total. So that is the reason we introduced something called as ledger also, and that is the reason we have also introduced something called as purchase book. This statement is not completely correct. I'll give you the reason why. Because in this purchases, we are only recording credit purchases. We are not recording cash purchases. So we will not be able to give the total purchases, but any which ways, we are still bifurcating the most common transaction of credit purchases. Yes or no? Let's go on. Now, can I go ahead and read further? Bulk of the transaction of business out relates to cash and bank and purchase and sale of goods. Such transaction will often be numerous even in a single day, and therefore journalizing each one of these transaction will involve good amount of labor. To avoid this labor, a separate register or a book for each transaction is kept. These books of original or prime entry are called as subsidiary book. Now comes the question, why these books are called as books of original or prime entry? Now let me ask you, what is the first book? Journal. Or if I say, what is the source document? And then there is, you have got journal. These purchase books and all books are division of the first journal only. Yes or no? Boys and girls, wherever you record for the first time is called as book of a primary entry. Say yes. So this is a book of a prime entry or original books of accounts. Yes or no? So where you record for the first time, it is called as what? Book of a primary entry or book of, prime entry. Have you all understood? Now what is the difference between prime entry and principal book of accounts? Through which you make trial balance. It is called as what? Ledger account or ledger. So ledger is a principal book of account. So tomorrow if you want to see what is the balance in ANANDH BHANGGRIYA account, you will not go to subsidiary book. You will not go to journal. You will go to where? Ledger. So tomorrow if you want to understand what is the balances in sales account, what is the balance in purchase account, what is the balance in salary account, or how much is the fixed asset worth up with us, what is the loan amount, what is the interest amount, you will not go in journal, Baba, you will not go in subsidiary book. You will go where? Ledger. So in accountancy, the most important book is called as what? Ledger. So hence understand, subsidiary book is primary books of accounts. First time where you make the entry. And ledger is a principal book of account. Principal means main book of account. So you tell me, which is the main book of account? Ledger or journal? Ledger. But why do we call this as a primary books of accounts? Because this is where we record it for the first time. So that is the reason subsidiary book is called as book of a prime entry. Yes or no? The system of recording transaction in separate book instead of journal only and then posting them into ledger account is called as a practical system of bookkeeping. Special journal frequently used for as follows. So I said there are various: cash book, purchase book, sales return, purchase return. Journal proper, there are few more books, 6, 7. I have also mentioned something called as bills receivable and bills payable book. Bills receivable and bills payable book you will understand once we have done with bills of exchange topic. Are we ready now? So dear students, 10% English is here, wrong title is used. Okay, so can you explain me? सर आपको हिंदी आती है क्या? यार कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं यार, मतलब एक जन पूछता है कि इंग्लिश 10% है, एक जन बोलता है कि आपको हिंदी आती है क्या? I don't know. I'll tell you, this social media nowadays is completely of negativity. Complete negativity. See, when I sit in the class, I see students who want to study. And when you see in the class, you see a faculty who wants to teach, who wants to do everything. You understand? This is the kind of things which we get from the kids. But when it is online live, this human touch has gone completely. I don't know for what reason. Why these people come, sometimes they are competitor who I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you use whatever comes down to your mind. You write anything. I don't know for what reason. Any which ways. So can we now come down to the next part, and we are using the word 14th. Purchase book. सुअनकर जाना सर प्लीज़ थोड़ा हिंदी में कराइए, दिक्कत हो रहा है. तो आप कल से एक बैच शुरू हुई थी, वो हिंदी में है, आप उस बैच को अटेंड करिए, वो भी ऑनलाइन लाइव है. ठीक है, ये बैच इंग्लिश में रहेगी बेटा. ऑलराइट, लेट्स गो ऑन. So now can we understand the purchase book? So now purchase book ka format, what would be the purchase book ka format? It would be date, logical, particulars, then it would be invoice number, details and amount. So this is the format of purchase book. Can you see? Date, particulars, invoice number, LF and amount rupees. Is that okay? So can you make a purchase book, a format for me? All right. So write down format of purchase book. Format of purchase book. So what is the format? Achha, whether this format will change? Yes, it can change. So what is the format? Let's see. Date, then particulars, then what? Invoice number, LF and amount. Are you all ready? Suppose in the date column I am going to write down 5/10/22 Messrs Raj, invoice number 5, I purchased worth rupees 7,000 goods of, okay. Then I write down 6/10/22 I purchased from Messrs Harshad, invoice number 3, I will write down 4,000. Then I have got 9/10/22 I will write down Messrs Ankita, I will write down invoice number 9 and I will write down 12,000. 10/10/22 Messrs Pooja, 4,000. Happy? So this is a purchase book. I think it's very simple. Now everyone's attention here, pin drop silence. Everyone's attention here, pin drop silence. Everyone, Beta dhyan idhar abhi. Once you have done so far, what did I teach you? I have explained you the format. What is the format? Date, particulars, invoice number, LF, and amount. This invoice number will be different, and sometimes the examiner will give you, sometimes it may not give you. The format can also differ. I asked you, whenever I am making an entry in the purchase book, what is the entry? Purchases to party. What is the entry? Purchases to party. Now journal ka ye tukda hai. Journal, from journal it has got into what? Subsidiary book. From journal it has got the shape into what? Subsidiary book. Do you all agree? So boys and girls, there has to be the posting into the ledger, because after journal what is there? Ledger. So in the ledger I will have Raj account. I will have what? Harshad account. I will have what? Ankita account. I will have again what? Pooja account. Then I will have something called as purchases account. Okay. So science background student who are here, please understand that these are the ledger accounts. We have already done it. Yes or no? Yes. These are the ledger account. Are you aware about this? Yes. And what about you? Are you aware about this? These are the ledger accounts. And the ledger accounts, my dear friends, listen to me carefully. Whenever I purchase from Messrs. Raj, I immediately post into the Raj account. I use the word immediately. As soon as I write in the purchase book, I forward the document to the ledger department and I ask, why don't you post into the ledger of what? Raj. So when, my dear friends, you know the entry, what is the entry of purchases? Can I have the entry of purchases? Purchases to Raj. What is the entry you said? Purchases account, debit to Raj. And Raj is what? Credited. So this is the credit side, right hand side. I write down by purchases. Say yes. And how much I will write down, my dear friend? 7,000. Similarly, my dear friend, I write down Harshad account by purchases 4,000. Ankita I write down by purchases 12,000. And Pooja I write down by purchases 4,000. Say yes. Boys and girls, what have you understood? The posting to the individual account goes individually. Yes or no? Yes. The posting to the individual account goes individually. Say yes. I have posted to the individual account. Have you all understood? Yes. Will the trial balance tally? If I only do this posting, will the trial balance tally? Why trial balance will not tally? Because I have only credited party's account. Yes or no? Yes. Now how does the purchases get debited? So purchases get debited by taking up the total. 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 12 is 23. 23 plus 4 is 27,000. Do you all agree? So I take up the total. It is called as periodic total. So I take a total maybe a week after. I take a total after 15 days, after 1 month. I take the total and I write down in the purchases account debit side to sundry parties 27,000. Do you all understand? Yes. Hey boys and girls, in the purchases account, I don't make individual posting. I make the total posting. I have not understood. What have you understood? Party account, you make what? Individual posting. But when I use the word purchases, I make what? Total posting. Have you realized this? Yes. Can I not ask you? We will read this particular concept here. Here it is written. Posting of purchase book. Because purchase book is what? Journal. After journal, what is the next step? Ledger. In the ledger, what is the word you use? Posted, debited, credited. Yes or no? So posted, debited, credited. How I am going to do? There needs to be a process because I am not writing any journal entry now. So, but you know that when I am writing in the purchase book, the entry which I visualize is purchase to party. Say yes. So, purchase should be debited and party should be credited. So, boys and girls, I said posting to the individual amount. What did I say? Posted to the credit of supplier account by purchases. Did I do that? Raj account ke credit mein, Ankita ke credit mein, Harshad ke credit mein and Pooja ma'am ke credit mein. Then I said posting of periodic total posted to the debit of purchase account. Say yes. Let me see if you are sharp enough to understand this. हाँ चंपा, हाँ नहीं ना, मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ यार, टुडे आई एम बिजी ना. I've got a new batch. So I'm not coming. Okay, you don't come. You go to hell. I don't care. Bye. What did you focus on? Did you see there is something which is happening there? What happened? The total which was expected to be how much? 27,000 got converted into how much? 2,700. What does that mean? No, the posting to the individual account is still correct. Because posting to the individual account goes one by one. Right? Immediately when I write in the purchase book, I make a posting. Immediately when I write in the purchase book, I make a posting into the individual account. But how does the posting go to the purchase account? It goes of the total. So if the total goes wrong, only one account goes wrong. And what is that name of the account? Purchases. So does the debit becomes equal to credit? No. Now the debit is of 2,700, but the credit is of 27,000. Say yes. So this kind of error, how to rectify, I'll teach you. Are you getting my point? This is an error, but you need to understand that error is only affecting purchases account. It is not affecting party account. There is no error in party account. The error is only in purchase account. Can you see it? So what I have to rectify? I have to rectify parties or purchases account. This is called as undercasting of purchase book. Undercasting means lower total of purchase book. Say yes. I don't know. Lower casting of what? Purchase book. Undercasting of purchase book means lower totaling of purchase book. Achha, can you tell me, science background student, what is the balance to sugar? Sweet. Can you tell me one more thing? What is the balance to hydrogen? H2. Arey, hydrogen kita. Acha, oxygen. O2. Water. H2. Okay. Krishna, can you give me water? पानी दे बे और एक बोतल, ये देना एक बोतल, दे दूंगा वापिस. So what is this? H2O. Science background, this is for you. Hey, science background, this is for you. What is this? H2O. What is this? Other H2O. Good. So now what do I do? This H2O. मैं बोलता था ना मैं घर में काम करता हूँ नलाई को. दिख रहा है तुमको वापस अगेन आई एम प्रूविंग ये देखो. So what has happened? This H2O increased? Yes. Similarly, I am saying what is the balance to purchases? Debit. Undercasting means more or less. Yes. Suppose I want more, what I have to do? Debit, common sense, purchase has got debit balance. Suppose I got less purchases because there was a casting totaling na, undercasting. So whenever there is undercasting, give the same balance. But when there is overcasting means you have given more. Reverse it. What are you going to do? Credit. So if somebody asks you purchase book undercast means what? More or less? Yes. So I have to increase and bring it to normalcy. Yes or no? So can I not say purchase to suspense? Why suspense? Those who have done trial balance, they will understand that when the trial balance does not tally, you put up an account called as suspense account. Say yes. जब ट्रायल बैलेंस टैली नहीं होता है, ट्रायल बैलेंस डज नॉट टैली, देन हाउ डू वी टैली इट? बाय पुटिंग समथिंग कॉल्ड एज सस्पेंस अकाउंट. सो हियर आल्सो द ट्रायल बैलेंस वाज नॉट टैलिंग बिकॉज़ द डेबिट वाज नॉट इक्वल टू क्रेडिट. Say yes. So when I am rectifying it, so first thing is purchase book is undercast. I say purchase. What is the balance to you? He says I have got debit. Oh, so you are undercast. Let me debit you again. And जिसका कोई नहीं उसका कौन? Suspense. Similarly, when I say purchase book is overcast. Oh, you ask purchase. What is the balance to you? He says debit. Did you get more debited? He says yes, I am getting more debited because I am overcast. So next time when I call Champa, किधर गई तू? नाराज हो जाती है तू? येड़ी है क्या? चल भाड़ में जा वापस. What did you understand this time? Do you understand? Now whatever was supposed to be 27,000, I put up more. So what will I do? I will reverse it. So how do I reverse it? I will make an entry, suspense to purchases account. Say yes. So now something which you never understood in 11th, 12th, why am I doing this rectification entry? Are you understanding this? You understand how the purchase book functions. So purchase book, individual posting goes to the party. So that goes immediately. But when the purchase book totaling is done, and then that totaling goes to where? Purchase account. Say yes. So if there is an error in the purchase book, the error is only going to hit what? Purchase account. So totaling error is only going to hit what? Purchase account. Say yes. All right. Now this is the last thing which you need to write it down. Format of purchase book. Tomorrow I am again gonna explain you the whole stuff. Hey, तेरा पानी दे रहा है वापिस. तू पी लेना. किसका बॉटल? कभी तो रहेगा तू भी. हाँ, दम नहीं है. हाँ क्या, निकाल फिर. Yes, are you done? All right, so will you do this posting now? अरे परचेस बुक तो बनाने दिया यार. How many of you are doing purchase book? हाँ करो, जल्दी से करो, लिखो, छाप बेटा छाप. हो गया बोल रहे क्या? How many of you are still doing it? Still working on it? As usual. Now I have ledger. लिखाऊंगा यार वापिस. ये फोटो निकाल दो. फोटो फोटो फोटो. हाँ. झंडू. हाँ लेजर लिखो. Hey, what do you mean by undercast? Totaling is more or less? Wow. So when total is less, so you need to give the same balance to that account. And when totaling is more, you have to reverse the balance. So I'll teach you today 8 entries in rough. Tomorrow we'll revise and we'll freeze it, okay? Have you done so far? Please let me know. Are we done? Okay. ओके क्या बेटू बोल मुझे आता है. You need to write how much? You need to write 27,000 here. Is this the question? Okay. Is it solved? Good. So now let me ask you something. What is the balance to the purchases? Please be quick. Debit. What is the balance to the sales? Credit. Credit. What is the balance to purchase return? Credit. What is the balance to sales return? Credit. Debit na? Purchase return is credit. Sales return is debit. Simple trick. Everyone, कान खोलो. Hey. हाँ, sorry. कान खोलो. हाँ, कान खोलो. कान खोलो. हाँ, good. कान खोलो अम्मा. खोल दो. हाँ, खोल दो. हाँ, खोल दे यार. हाँ. So I am just trying to tell you, if there is undercasting, you give the same balance. For example, sales book is undercast. So what is the balance to sales? You know already, credit. So my entry would be to sales. So entry with suspense to sales. Why suspense to sales? Because whenever there is undercasting, I give the same balance to it. So purchase return has got which balance? आवाज नहीं आ रही? C or D? C. Purchase return has got which balance? C or D? C. C. So I will say purchase return book is undercast. My entry is suspense to purchase return. Do you connect now? Because when I credit purchase return, undercasting goes off. Similarly, what is the balance to sales return? Debit. D. See, sales return is undercast. Less total. Now sales return has got which balance? Debit. So I give the debit balance only. So I make an entry sales return to suspense. Say yes. So in case of undercasting, you give the same balance, and in case of overcasting, you reverse the balance. Say yes. So I'll be talking about it tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll be perfect. Today, have you understood one thing? Goods, credit, and what is the source document, and boys and girls, what is the normal entry when you are making the entry of purchases. Then the second step I explained you, how does the posting happen? Because this is a primary book. The principal book or main book is ledger. So from the subsidiary book, you should be able to go where? Into the ledger. So how do you go into the ledger? So I said you, when you record in the purchase book, individual posting will go to where? Supplier. On which side? Credit side. And the total posting will go to which side? Debit side of purchase account. So when the total goes wrong, the error is not in the individual account. The error is not in the party account. The error is only in the purchase account. Is that okay? It's time to tell goodbye. Bye-bye. Take care. Say bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. So I'll be talking about undercasting and overcasting again in depth and detail tomorrow. You don't have to worry. I just introduce you that. Is that okay? So tomorrow we'll discuss it in detail. प्यार से bye bye. Hello. Bye bye.